Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. What happens when silence breaks and one of China's biggest stars walks hand in hand with support no one expected? Yesterday afternoon, Liu Yuning was seen arriving alongside Zhao Lusi at Cool Entertainment's Beijing headquarters, and the world hasn't stopped talking since. But this wasn't just a casual visit. What unfolded behind those glass doors may have just redefined what it means to stand up in the Chinese entertainment industry. This is a moment of courage, solidarity, and maybe even something deeper. The entrance made by Liu Yuning and Xiao Lucy into the headquarters of Cool Entertainment was not just an ordinary arrival. It was a bold, symbolic move that spoke volumes to the entertainment industry and the world. The moment they appeared together in front of the glass doors, their presence alone shattered any assumptions about the usual power dynamics within entertainment companies. This wasn't just about two celebrities walking into a meeting. It was about standing up for what was right, for the dignity of an artist, and for a fight that had long been simmering beneath the surface. Liu Yuning, with his steady and resolute gaze, stood as a protector, a silent ally who was not afraid to challenge an industry built on control and exploitation. His presence beside Xiao Lucy was not merely for show. It was a statement, one that resonated far beyond the walls of Cool Entertainment. It was a call for solidarity, for standing together in the face of adversity, and it was a declaration that silence would no longer be the norm when it came to the mistreatment of artists. For Zhao Lucy, this was a moment of immense courage. She was not just walking into a corporate building, but into a confrontation that could define her career and the future of many artists. With her contract extended without her consent, she had no choice but to take a stand. Holding torn papers in her hands, her expression was one of determination. Despite the heavy burden of uncertainty, she knew that she had to fight, not just for herself but for the countless other voices silenced by the very systems that were supposed to support them. This event marked a turning point not only in Zhao Lucy's career, but in the broader conversation about power, agency, and fairness in the entertainment industry. It was a call for transparency and justice, a reminder that even those with the most fame and success could be caught in the web of exploitation. Yet, the courage displayed by both Zhao Lucy and Liu Yuning sent a powerful message to everyone watching. Standing up for what is right, even in the face of overwhelming odds, is the true essence of strength. The contract Zhao Lucy signed back in 2019 was never meant to be a binding agreement for the long term. At that time, she was an emerging talent, eager to build her career in the entertainment industry. The terms seemed reasonable then, perhaps even a stepping stone to her dreams. But what that contract failed to foresee was the meteoric rise of Zhao Lucy. Her transformation from a promising newcomer to a powerhouse actress whose projects would bring in millions. The contract was supposed to empower her, but instead it became a trap, designed to control her rather than support her growth. As her fame skyrocketed, the terms of that original agreement began to feel like a weight, a reminder of how little her worth had been recognized at the outset. The very contract that was supposed to protect her had become a tool of exploitation. Her image, her talent, and her hard work were no longer reflected in the outdated terms that bound her. Instead of reaping the rewards of her success, she was left with a deal that barely acknowledged her value in a market that was now in awe of her. When Cool Entertainment unilaterally extended her contract without her consent, it felt like a cruel betrayal. Zhao Lucy had earned her place in the spotlight, but the very system that was supposed to nurture her now sought to keep her locked in a deal that no longer served her interests. The contract had transformed from a mere agreement into a symbol of the deep inequities within the industry. It wasn't just about the money, it was about the control. It was about whether she had the right to own the narrative of her career, to make her own choices, and to be compensated fairly for the value she brought to the table. In a world where fame is fleeting and artists are often seen as commodities, Zhao Lucy's battle against this unjust contract became more than a personal fight. It became a stand for all artists who find themselves trapped in similar circumstances, forced to play by rules that don't reflect their reality. The contract that should have been a springboard for her success had instead become the chain she had to break. And in doing so, she didn't just reclaim her future. She reclaimed her agency, and in the process became a voice for those still fighting for their own freedom. The contract that Zhao Lucy signed in 2019 was never meant to define her future. At that time, she was an emerging actress with big dreams, eager to prove herself in the cutthroat world of entertainment. The terms seemed fair for someone still on the rise, perhaps even generous for a newcomer. But they were based on a time when her potential was still largely untapped. The industry didn't yet see the force she would become. As her star soared with blockbuster roles and global recognition, the reality of the contract became painfully clear. It no longer represented her value. What was once a step toward her future had now become a shackling force, stifling her ability to grow and earn what she deserved. Her success, both critically and commercially, made the contract feel even more unjust. Xiao Lucy wasn't just a talented actress. She was the face of several record-breaking projects that brought millions into the entertainment ecosystem. Yet, her contract didn't reflect the magnitude of her influence. Instead of reaping the benefits of her success, she was still bound by the same terms she had agreed to when she was an unknown name. The terms of the contract, once reasonable, now felt suffocating. They were a stark reminder that the system that was supposed to support her had instead trapped her. The extension of her contract to 2030, done without her consent, was the breaking point. It wasn't just a legal extension, it was a blatant disregard for her worth and her autonomy. In that moment, it became clear that the industry was willing to exploit its stars for as long as possible, regardless of how much they gave. The contract, which should have been a foundation for her career, had turned into a cage. This wasn't just about money, it was about control. It was about whether an artist could ever truly own their own narrative, or if they were doomed to be bound by the interests of the powerful companies that held the pen. The contract that should have paved the way for her growth instead forced her into a corner. In standing up to it, Zhao Lucy wasn't just fighting for herself. She was fighting for the rights of every artist who had ever been undervalued, overlooked, and controlled by a system that didn't care about their potential. Inside the cool entertainment boardroom, things reportedly escalated fast. Legal reps, C-suite executives, tension, heated voices. According to someone close to the negotiations, Liu Yuning personally questioned the legality of the contract extension. His tone firm, his words deliberate. Zhao Lucy, though visibly shaken at moments, stood her ground. At one point she reportedly said, "I signed that contract as a dreamer. I'm here now as a professional." A ripple across the industry. This isn't just about Zhao Lucy. It's about the power imbalance between artist and agency that still dominates many Asian entertainment markets. Several agencies across Japan, South Korea, and Southeast Asia are watching closely, especially as new labor protection laws begin to take shape in multiple countries. What happens here could become a blueprint for how to rewrite the rules not just in China but globally. What's new? A movement is brewing. Since the incident, a quiet movement has begun. A group of junior artists reportedly refused to renew their contracts with Cool Entertainment this week. A leaked memo shows executives now debating whether to restructure all artist agreements by 2026. And online, fans have launched the hashtag #FairPayForArtists campaign that's gaining international attention. Zhao Lucy may have walked in with a folder, but she walked out having set a fire the industry can't put out. But what about them? Of course, fans can't stop speculating about Liu Yuning and Zhao Lucy's relationship. Photos from a charity event last winter, where they arrived separately but wore matching accessories, have resurfaced. In one clip, he adjusts her mic before they go live. It's subtle, but it's there. Still, neither party has confirmed anything romantic. And maybe they don't need to, because what matters more is this: he showed up when it counted. And that speaks volumes. The bigger picture hope, not hype. At the heart of this story is something bigger than contracts or career gossip. It's about knowing your worth, about standing up even when it's uncomfortable, and about the power of showing up for one another in a world that often rewards silence. In a time when the industry often feels cold, calculated, and lonely, This story reminds us that real courage still exists. Real loyalty. Real heart. Thank you plus subscribe CTA. Thank you for watching this emotionally charged update on Update X24H. If this story moved you, inspired you or made you reflect, please hit that subscribe button, give us a like and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat from Asia's most powerful entertainment stories. Speech Balloon, drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this the start of real change in the industry? Or just another headline? Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and stay with Update X24H, where every story has a heartbeat.